I always say, don't be the most interesting person in the room. Be the most interested. I'm interested in you. How can I add value to you? How can I support you? You know, at the end of the day, it's energy. You attract who you are, you know?
Yeah.
You attract who you are and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel if it's fake and you're going to feel if it's real. Like with you and I, when we first met,
yes.
You're authentic, unapologetic, authentic.
Yes.
I don't want to be in pain when I die, but I'm not afraid of it. When I leave, like, let it be fast.
Yeah.
You know, I know my calling and I know God has me here for a purpose. And the time he feels that it's my time to go, it's my time to go, you know? And I trust that. Religious people are the most judgmental.
Facts. I will die on that hill.
Yes.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You know, so
all of them.
I grew up Seventh-day Adventist. If you're not saving the Sabbath holy, you're going to burn in hell. If you are wearing jewelry, you're going to burn in hell. Pentecostals, if you know what I mean? So many rules. If you don't, Catholics, like, rules for what?
Yeah.
Man made religion.
Tell you who the fuck I think I am. You got a minute? All right. Hello, Feral friends. Welcome back to Feral. I'm your host, Savannah Montana. And today we have one of my best friends in the house and a proud mentor of mine. I am obsessed with this female. She is one of the best connectors and community builders in Miami, I would venture to say. She is a former foster child, and she is just a beautiful person inside and out. So I'm so excited to introduce the fabulous Melitsa Waage into the den with us today. Welcome to Feral. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Yes, happy to be here. I love your studio.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I know this was a dream of yours and now you made it happen.
Now it's for real.
Yeah.
Melitsa knew me before I ever started Feral. Mm-hmm. She knew it when it was just a conversation that I couldn't stop talking about.
Yeah.
So, and now it's the real deal. Now it's a real thing. So I'm glad to finally have you on the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
So what have you been up to today? You've had kind of a crazy day. She just come from Mar-a-Lago. She's all decked out in her nice apparel, and I'm super cash, as we can see.
Beautiful as always.
Thank you.
All you need is a beautiful face.
Thank you.
Check. You would look great in a paper bag.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I should wear a paper bag on one of my episodes.
I would love that.
Just maybe I can buy that. Maybe that's at the costume store.
Yeah.
Just giant paper bag.
That's it.
So yeah, how was your morning?
It's been great. You know, I went to the Latino Hispanic Gala last night, which was incredible. There was 800 Latinos there from all over the world, representing, you know, Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Puerto Rico, Honduras, Uruguay, you name it. Congrats to Tony Delgado and his wife, Gabby, to put this on together within a year. You know, I always say you're only one connection away from a different life. And the connections that I've been making for what I'm creating in my life, it's just been amazing. You know, God continues to place the right people in my life to move forward.
Yes. And we're going to talk a lot about that in this episode, actually. Yes. So I'm excited to get into it. You are also the founder and operator and on-stage presence for your event in Epic Talks, like 6 years running now?
6 years, yes.
In Miami. Mm-hmm. So tell the listeners a little bit about what you do.
So Epic Talks is the #1 entrepreneurship event in South Florida. And like I said, you're one connection away from a different life. And the way I started it is because I wasn't finding what I was looking for. And I remember I was going to leave Miami because I wasn't finding it. And as I was walking over the bridge in Brickell, God planted a seed in my head and it said, if it doesn't exist, you're going to create it. And that's what I did.
Amazing. Yeah. Sugar bumps everywhere. And now 6 years in, she owns and operates the #1 networking event in South Florida.
Amen to that. Thank you.
Amen to that. You're welcome. Thanks for having it, because that's how we met. Actually, It was a whim. She had a real estate event and we were actually in Nashville at another event, and we got a text message that as we were flying in, hey, can you speak on this stage? This is the information, da-da-da-da-da, tonight in Miami. We literally flew into Miami, Will and I, and showed up to this event for Will to speak. And that's the night Melitsa and I met. And instant friends. Yeah. And we've been like this ever since.
Yeah.
I tell Will all the time, I'm like, the only reason that God put you on her stage was so that I could meet her.
I love that.
All the time, every single
You're
time.
You're such a blessing. You're such a bright light into my life. So thank you. I feel the same way about you.
Ditto. All right, so we're going to get into some fun topics, but we're going to start out with a game. It's called Feral Truths.
Yes.
Yes.
I love this. Let's go.
Let's go. Easy. Okay, so rapid fire, no overthinking. The first answer that pops into your head. So I'm just going to give you this or that, and then you just have to tell me which one that you prefer. Your feral truth, okay? Integrity or popularity?
Integrity.
Money or peace?
Peace.
Miami or LA?
Miami.
Cut them off or give them one more chance?
Cut them off.
Oh, she's so feral. Hustle or alignment?
Alignment.
Faith or fear?
Faith.
Always. Network smarter or work harder?
Network smarter.
Yes. Love or freedom?
Love.
Oh, she's such a hopeless romantic. I love it. Boundaries or forgiveness?
Boundaries.
Yes. And one word that describes your current season?
Faithful.
Faithful. I like it. Why faithful? Why right now?
If you don't have faith, you don't have nothing. And having faith is believing in God, that he's going to push you through everything. He's going to guide you. And faith is what's gotten me here. And every idea that I've had that's been planted in my mind, I know it's God, it's not me. A lot of people take credit for their success and they don't give praise to God when it's really him.
Right.
Coming from being a foster child, I'm so grateful that God put me in a home, a Christian home, because I was able to learn about him, go to church, read the Bible, understand it, worship. I was able to get baptized. And for me, faith is everything. And I feel like this is something that people get to learn about and they need in their life. If you notice, a lot of people that have so much turmoil or a lot of negativity, they don't have faith. So faith is trusting that God is going to work things out for you.
Absolutely. Amen to that. So from being a foster child, when did you decide and how did you come to the conclusion of being a victor of your circumstance instead of a victim of it? Because you do have siblings who grew up in the same situation as you and you guys are very different.
Yeah.
So explain to the listeners how you chose to be who you are. You chose the life that you have and it wasn't an easy choice.
Yeah. I just always knew I didn't want to be like my biological parents.
They showed you a perfect example of what you didn't want, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much that simple. Throughout my life, even when I was a child into the foster care system, it was always survival, right?
Yes.
So I just always knew that I was different. And the way that you get away in life, I think, is touching people's hearts. Who you are with your personality and always being of service. So ever since I was little, I was, washing dishes, cooking, helping. What do you need? Massaging my foster mom and my sisters and stuff like that, And I just always wanted to share my love because I have so much love to give. That's just something that I feel like comes natural to me.
It definitely does. You're like that across the board. Like even if you just meet her, you'll know instantly she's the most giving person. Like you really are your heart is bigger than your entire body. Like it's through and through who you are and it totally comes naturally. Like you don't even have to try. Like it really you are such a giver through and through.
Thank you.
It shows in everything that you do, especially your events.
No, thank you. And I love that you're saying that. I know what it feels to feel unloved. And forsaken and just dismissed. And I just want to make sure that every person that comes in contact with me doesn't feel that way.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
What is one of the first things that you had to unlearn from growing up in your circumstance and choosing the life that you wanted? Because you do believe that you can have anything and everything that you want. So you had to unlearn some of the things that your family showed you.
Yeah, for me, with the family that I grew up with, they still live in a scarcity mentality. Money doesn't grow on trees. It actually does. Yeah. Having to teach myself that success is available. I don't have to go to college or university to become successful. My foster dad was a professor at university and my college would have been paid. Wow. But I left my house when I was 15 I went to college, and after 2 weeks, I'm like, this isn't for me, you know? I want to follow people that are living a life that I want to live, you know? And living in that kind of mentality, I'm like, this isn't what I want. So I'm going to find people who have what I want, and I'm going to follow them.
It's so cool and interesting that you realize that at such a young age.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually crazy, because I didn't realize that until my late 20s.
So let me tell you something. I remember I asked my dad for a quarter one time so I could get a little popsicle from school. And we were in the bank, and he takes out a piece of paper and writes down all of the bills, right? And I was in a private school. Everything from my shoes, my clothes, my books, my other siblings, the house, everything. And he goes, this is why I'm not going to give you a quarter. And I remember thinking to myself, what the heck? You know, and I had all my kids from my school, like with $1, with $10 and buying all this stuff. And I was like, why can't I have that, right? So I asked him, I said, well, what can I do to make money? And he goes, I'm going to let you borrow $15. I was like, okay. And he takes me to a chocolate shop where they sell the boxes of chocolates. And each box had 30 pieces of chocolate. And the box was for $15. So he goes, you're going to sell this entire box of chocolates. So it's 30 pieces of chocolate. You're going to sell them for $1. Your profit's going to be $15. You're going to give me back my 15 and you're going to go buy your own box. And I lived in a university. So I went and I started selling the chocolates. It was hard because most students don't have even $1 to buy a chocolate. And then he dropped me off in another university. And I remember that day I couldn't sell any chocolates. And I sat down, I found a classroom that was empty, and I sat down and I started crying. I started crying and crying and crying and crying. And then I wiped my tears. I'm like, I got this. I went there for a couple more hours and I started selling and selling, you know? And as much as I hated that at the time, I appreciated my dad for doing that because it taught me resilience, and it taught me that if you want something, you have to work for it. You know, nothing's ever been handed to me, you know, from my first car, from my first home, from my business. I have worked my butt off to get everything that I have now. And it came from that.
That's amazing. That's such a good story. What a good lesson. And how old were you at the time?
I was 10.
Wow.
Yeah, 9, 10, around there.
That's amazing.
And I wanted to go on a trip from my gymnastics team, and my parents couldn't afford it. And that's when I started selling the chocolates.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that. That's such a good story.
Yeah.
So you prefaced this earlier when we started talking that you believe that you're only one connection away, whether it's in business or your life changing or just one split decision. How did that become your slogan? How did you get to that point where you're like, it's just one connection is all you need? Because you mean it so deeply. You know what I mean? And you say it all the time.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm a master connector, and it's very easy for me to walk into a room and meet the right people. And you have to walk in like you own the room, you know, with this confidence, this unwavering confidence that you know who you are. You know how to start conversations. You know how to shake people's hands and look them in the eye and offer them a water, or, hey, we haven't met yet. So nice to meet you. My name's Melitsa Waage. What's yours? Savannah, Montana, right?
Yeah.
What is a passion project you have going on right now that you could use support with? So immediately you make it about the other person. So when you make it about the other person, right? I always say, don't be the most interesting person in the room. Be the most interested. I'm interested in you. How can I add value to you? How can I support you? So by carrying myself in that way, I've been able to make some of the most incredible connections and meet some of the most amazing people, you know, celebrities, movie stars, people like you and Will, you know, you name it, you know? And that's basically it. And through those connections, one phone call, and then you add value to them. And then when you ever need something or a connection, introduction, you have an event, you invite these people, and because they remember you, that you're coming from a place of service, they're going to add value to you.
I mean, you are like the network queen, I would venture to say. So in your experiences of networking and making connections and building the skills that you have, what would you say separates the real connectors in a networking room with the clout chasers in a room? Because there's a very fine difference between the two.
There is a fine difference. Someone who is really listening to you. I'll give you an example. I was in a gala last night and there was a couple people that I had met in the past there. And you can feel the fakeness and then you can feel the real interactions. The one before, when they just had you alone and they needed something, they're like, and then when they see you, you know? Like,
yeah. Especially in a place like Mar-a-Lago. Yeah. No offense to Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, it's a fabulous place, but
and it was interesting because I saw a little bit of that last night. And I was like, that's so interesting. You know, at the end of the day, it's energy. You attract who you are, you know?
Yeah.
You attract who you are and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel if it's fake and you're going to feel if it's real. Like with you and I, when we first met, whoosh, you know, it was real.
Yes.
You're authentic, unapologetic, authentic,
yes.
right?
Unapologetically authentic.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't help myself.
Yeah,
I don't know who else to be.
Yeah. And that's why we gravitated towards each other. That's why I have so many amazing, beautiful humans in my life. I really do. But then you have a lot of those bad apples and you're going to feel it, you know? So you know how they say, follow your intuition?
Yes.
Intuition is God.
Yes.
God gives you that feeling. You know, people call it intuition, I call it God. So I'm just grateful that God shows me the people that I get to say yes to and the people that I get to say no to.
Yeah, he definitely makes it a lot easier. And the more you communicate with him, the easier he makes it for you.
100%.
Because he's always there, but you have to reach out. You have to have those conversations.
Prayer is so powerful.
Yes, it's a really big deal. So in the networking space, what do people think networking is and what is networking actually?
Okay.
Because like we've all been to a lot of events, right?
Yeah.
And we've all been to networking events. And I think some people are afraid to even go to a networking event because they're like, oh, what do I do? Why am I here? Like, what am I going to say? So they just avoid it. And people can network wrong.
Yes.
So what's the right way to do it and what's the not great way to do it?
So the word networking, I actually don't like to use that because it has a bad stigma to it.
Totally does.
The reason why I started Epic Talks, I first moved to Miami and I was going to networking events and people were like, what's in it for them? Here's my business card. Here's this. Oh, what do you do for a living? And then the moment you tell them, they're like, oh, well, I do this. I could do this for you. Blah, blah, blah. They make it up about them. I'm like, da, da, da.
No, you can tell. I go blah, 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 blah all the time.
So
that's better.
So that's the wrong way to network. Networking is about building authentic relationships. Not just one time I see you and blah, right? So how can I support you and how can I add value to you? You tell me what you need. I think of maybe, if I can't help you, I think of someone that maybe can help you. You know, like, well, earlier, I'm like, hey, I have somebody to connect you with. I texted you about this lady, right? So immediately I'm like, how can I add value? Because people will never forget, number one, how you make them feel, and number two, that you helped them. Okay? So real networking is about building authentic relationships. So I'll take a selfie with them. I'll grab their phone number. I'll grab their email. I'll invite them to other events. Hey, there's an amazing event that I want you to go to. It's called Epic Talks. You're going to meet the best entrepreneurs in South Florida there. They have great content, right? Hey, I have this amazing podcast for you to be on. My girlfriend, Savana, she has a podcast named Feral, right? So that's real networking. I hate using the word networking. I'd rather call it building authentic relationships.
Yeah. It's like community building or relationship building,
100%.
Which is what it should be.
It should be. And at the end of the day, like, everybody needs support.
Yes.
Even if you're this big or this big. President Trump needs support. You know, I need support.
I need support.
You know, all these big leaders in the country need support, even if they've already created massive success.
Yes.
You need support. Ask for support.
I think that's the hardest part for all of us is to ask for it.
Why do you think that comes from?
I mean, for me, I think it comes from my childhood, to be honest, because I learned early on not to ask for anything.
Exactly, me too.
Yeah.
But so that's where we carry generational trauma. Why did your parents tell you that? Because their parents told them that. You know, like little boys, don't cry. Boys don't cry. Yes, cry.
Yes, please get it out.
Get
for the
it
love
out,
of God.
right?
For the women that are with men, the straight
Yes.
ones, we want you to cry. Please help us out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I have my kids, I'm going to tell them, when you need help, ask for help. You know, when you're in your place and you want water, ask for water, ask for a Coke, ask for, ask. There's nothing wrong with asking. And I did grow up in a place that I wasn't allowed to ask in other homes either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're hungry, stay quiet. No, if I'm hungry, they have food. Give me food.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, that's actually something there's like a Spanish term for it, and you probably know what it is, but it's basically in Spanish, babies who don't cry don't get fed.
Okay.
The same term applies as an adult. It's not that you're a baby anymore, but if you don't open your mouth and ask, you're not going to get what you want.
100%.
And no matter how hard and uncomfortable it is to ask, especially if you grew up like Melitsa and I, where asking for anything that you wanted was simply like, I would feel worse by asking by just not having it. If you don't exercise that muscle, it won't grow. So you have to teach yourself how to ask for things. Because if you don't open your mouth, nobody knows what you want.
100%. And you don't feel shame.
No.
Yeah.
No, don't feel shameful for that at all. I think that's probably something you and I have both had to overcome because you feel like you don't deserve it. That's why you're not asking for it. Because somebody, or an adult or a parent or somewhere in your childhood, somebody told you that you weren't worthy of having that thing over and over. And it doesn't take very many times of that to just feel like you're not deserving of anything.
Exactly.
And then that's what you tell yourself forever until you realize that's untrue and you're feeding yourself bullshit.
100%.
Yeah. Let's get into the phonies, giving people access, family. Let's get into the nitty gritty of all this stuff. So you use the term, this is like another one of your things that I've heard her say a lot. My word is my law. What does that mean to you?
If you say you're going to do something, do it. Unless you're, in the graveyard or in the hospital. For me, showing up for my friends, showing up for my community, showing up for my peers, showing up for people that really need me, that's important. Like, my word is my law. So stick to it. If you tell somebody that you're going to be there, be there. Don't just say it in the spare of the moment. Just show up for people. Most people don't show up for them. It's
crazy.
Yeah.
Most people don't show up. And I don't even understand it fully. Sometimes I think it's more clearly it's more about that person than it is about the person that's being not shown up for. And I think I don't know, there's like I've been that person too. So maybe I didn't feel like I was allowed to be in that room, or I shouldn't have been with that friend group, or I wasn't worthy enough to be there, so that's how I treated my relationships, because it was like a self-limiting belief that I had, So it could be that in some situations. And then sometimes I think once you hit a certain age, which you would probably know a lot of people like this, if people are still doing that later in life, they've probably been doing it forever. And two, they're probably not going to change. Because if you keep not showing up for the people who care about you and not standing by your word, people won't take you serious anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm very much the kind of person that it's like, I have like a 3 strike. Like, if you perpetuate the same bullshit, by the third time, I'm like, I'm not making plans with you anymore. I'm not booking stuff with you anymore. I'm not, like, last minute, no communication, no phone call, no show. Like, I'm past that point in my life that because I would never do that to someone else.
Yeah.
So I would expect for my friends who consider themselves my friends to have that same respect for me in return.
100%.
But that's not always the reality.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show up for people, because they'll show up for you.
They will, in ways that you can never imagine.
100%.
But you have to also return the favor.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
There's a lot of people in multiple industries that are full of shit. Whether they're successful entrepreneurs or not successful entrepreneurs, but people tend to, I've realized this actually by starting my own thing and being at events and introducing myself to people and meeting other people or hiring people, right? That they make bigger promises and then they don't deliver on the back end. So as somebody who has worked with lots of people in the past and in the current, what is your experience with dealing with people who present themselves as these awesome entrepreneurs, but then they don't show up on the back end.
I don't give my energy to people like that. Once I see it, I'm out. You know?
Yeah.
So that's the cross that they have to carry. And I've experienced a lot of those people, especially running Epic Talks.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes.
So I don't give people like that energy. So I don't really even think about it too much. I'm like, okay, this person showed me who they truly are, and that's that. And a lot of people, they just come to you when they need something, and once they get what they need from you, they're out. You know?
Yeah.
So and that's okay. I focus on me.
Good.
And screwing me over, you're screwing yourself. Because I'm very well connected.
Yes, you
and
are.
I'm building my empire.
Yes.
And people call me asking me, hey, have you ever worked with this person? I don't talk, if they've done me wrong, I don't talk bad about them. I just said, it's a no. Don't do anything with them. And people listen to me.
For sure. They're like, why would I put myself in a situation to lose when she's already telling me you can do whatever you want, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to tell you why. I just need to tell you that I don't.
Yeah, and I get calls like that all the time.
Yeah, if I was ever going to work, I've been referred business through you, and I wouldn't, like, there would be no question. If you were like, no, or if you're like, hell yeah, abso-freaking-lutely, it's a very easy discussion. And I mean, I would push that onto anybody who has relationships like this. If you know, like, and trust somebody, like I know, like, and trust Melitsa, take their advice, learn from their mistakes. Like, whatever they're saying, if you know this person and you trust them, they're not going to steer you in the wrong direction. So have those conversations, communicate, even if it's uncomfortable. Ask the hard questions, because you don't want to be the person in the situation who was afraid to ask or to dive deeper into figuring out who somebody is before you bring them into your business.
Yeah.
You're only shooting yourself in the foot.
100%.
And, you know, it's just learn from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to make the same mistakes.
Absolutely.
Like, if Melitsa was going to start a podcast tomorrow and she was like, Savannah, this, and this, I'd be like, do this, don't do this, don't buy that. Certainly, like, it would be so easy. And she'd be like, okay, yeah, you're right. Got it. Cool. Thanks. Didn't burn any time or money. Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But when it comes to giving people a pass and not giving people a pass, I don't excuse my family. So how I would treat anybody else in the world is how I will treat my relatives. So if somebody was to treat me like shit that is a perfect stranger, or treats me a way that I'm not okay with in my family, I'm not giving them a pass because we're blood related or because we're biologically programmed to love each other. It's the same 3-strike rule. So I feel like you and I have this in common. What is your experience with giving a pass to the people that you're related to, or the people that you're biologically programmed to love?
That's a great question. I've never been asked that before. So coming from the past that I've experienced, which wasn't easy, I can cut people off pretty easily.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, it's easier in business, obviously, but family, that's good that you can apply it in both places.
Yeah. So it's, without getting too deep into it, when someone doesn't make you feel good, I don't care if you're family or not, like, you don't belong in my life. And that's that. You know, I cut my father off. I've cut my sister off, my little sister. I cut my brother off for a little bit. You know, for him, I have like a soft heart because he's gone through a lot, actually worse than what I experienced. So I know there's a lot of trauma there, and I love him a lot. But sometimes he does things where I'm just like,
it is so hard to love you.
I'm like, but you know, I can cut people off pretty easily. Yeah, I don't give people, like, I was married for 10 years and my husband, my ex-husband cheated on himself, and that wasn't a question for me. I was madly in love with him. I packed my things and I left on a condo that I got us, you know? So it's, I never looked back. You know, we don't deserve to be wronged.
No.
And that's another thing when you said, my word is my law. Like, when I marry you, when you're my boyfriend, when you're my friend, I will die for you.
Yeah.
I will die for you. Even if you're my friend, I will die I'll take a bullet. I'm not afraid of death, which is something crazy. People are afraid of death. I'm not. Yeah. If I'm not feeling the love, I'm out.
Yeah. No, that's really good. just because you brought it up, you're not afraid of death, which I love. I feel like I go back and forth with it, but honestly, since finding my relationship with God, death does not scare me like it used to at all.
I don't want to be in pain when I die, but I'm not afraid of it. You know?
Yeah.
when I leave, like, let it be fast.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I know my calling, and I know God has me here for a purpose. And the time he feels that it's my time to go, it's my time to go. You know? And I trust that.
Yeah, there's been many times when I probably shouldn't have made it in life just because I was very reckless and dangerous and fearless that I'm like, how have I not been kidnapped or like gone missing? Because I was crazy when I was young. But it really, like, if it's your time, it's your time. Yeah. And it's sad to even know, to think of the terrible things that happen to people, but that was their time. There was a reason that their life went that way, whether it's a beautiful story at the end or if it's horrific.
Yes.
But everybody had, like, there's a plan for you.
Yeah.
And we don't know what the plan is. We're just following the path.
100%.
You just got to ask for the path.
100%.
That's the only thing you can do, and just keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
So in your experience with relationships, what is that like for you now to choose a partner? Because she is single, for the fellas listening, and for the ladies who are like, I know just the guy for you. You heard it on the show. Melitsa Waage is single, and I
like to say I'm single as a Pringle.
She's single as a Pringle. And she's ready to mingle.
Yeah.
So
my niece taught me that.
Yeah, that's super cute. So what is it like for you now? Like, what is it like to be choosing somebody? Because I know that you meet men, but it's okay to be picky. You know exactly what you want, and you're very successful. So you're intimidating to a lot of men. What is it like now for you?
Interesting you say that. I know the right man is not going to be intimidated.
1,000%. He'll be drawn to you 100%.
Yeah, the right man is not going to be intimidated. So the ones that are, they're not for me.
Right.
They're kids.
Right. They're for fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So I feel that God is preparing me just as much as he's preparing my husband for us to meet. And if I'm not meeting him, is because I'm not ready yet.
That's amazing. It's amazing that you know that.
Yeah.
But it's so true. I just got sugar bumps everywhere. Yes.
Yeah.
So for the ambitious woman that you are, what does your soulmate look like? Like, not just physically, but like, what do you look for in a man?
Faith-driven, number one. Humble, ambitious, driven, funny, handsome, tall.
Yes.
Because I'm tall.
Yes, she's very tall.
A family man. Someone who treats the janitor as he would treat the president. You know?
Yes.
That's really important to me.
It is very important.
Yeah.
Will and I were actually at dinner the other night at a new restaurant, and a guy came up and started talking to us about his car. And I just thought he was the doorman at the restaurant. And he was talking to us, and we were chit-chatting about the car and whatever. And by the end of the conversation, he was like, oh, I'm going to have the hostess come and get your contact information so that you guys can be on the list for reservations, like to be on a VIP list. And I was like, okay, great. He was an owner of the restaurant. I thought he was the doorman the whole time. Like, I was like, got his contact information about cars and coffee and like all this stuff, and had no idea who he was. So yeah, you really have to treat everybody the same. Like, people are people, humans are humans. Yep. No one should be treated different.
People want to feel love at the end of the day, you know? And I'm not saying this to brag, but yesterday I was at CVS, and there was this gentleman that came in a wheelchair, and you could tell he's homeless. He was missing a leg, and then he was in a wheelchair. The other leg was in the back, and he was dirty and like, you know, and I was just looking, I'm like, man, what happened in his life, right? You never know what someone's going through. What happened in his life that he ended up this way? And I could tell his life sucks. You know, he was there just waiting to pay, and he had some stuff on him, and I grabbed it, and I was like, hey, let me take care of this for you. And he goes, thank you. Like, you know? So if there's one person that you can help out once a day, whether it's opening the door, letting them go in front in the car instead of getting pissed off, or helping a homeless person, or bringing them food, that will make such a big difference, and it will help you feel like a better person. Because sometimes when we are in the shitty itty bitty committee in our head, there's some people that have it so much worse than us, you know, and then we forget how amazing life is for us. Like, look at this. We're in this beautiful office, beautiful studio. You know, you just got engaged. You have an amazing fiance, like amazing people in your life, and you get to go to beautiful restaurants, networking events, and meet incredible people. Yet you have somebody here in a wheelchair, and they're not giving up on life. You know what I mean? And he was so thankful. So for me, when I go out in the day, I'm like, who can I help today to make their life a little bit better?
Yeah.
You know, so if you have the opportunity to do that for somebody, help a homeless. You know, I don't like giving money because, you know,
you don't know what they're going to do with it.
You don't know what they're going to do with it. But if it's water, if it's a sandwich, if it's, you know, I remember when I lived in Brickell and I was starting Epic Talks and I was feeling shitty and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I was like, oh my God, driving myself crazy. I would be like, what's going to help me feel better? And I would get in my car and there was a lot of homeless on the bridge. I'd be like, what do you want? You want Burger King? You want a McDonald's? And they would tell me exactly what they wanted. And I would go get them that and bring it to them. And that would change my mood.
Yeah, by helping others.
Yeah, so what can you do to make you feel better? And for me, it's helping others.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. So you're going to find a man that also likes to help others.
Yes. So back to sorry, I went on
no,
off
that's
a little
okay.
bit
No,
there.
we went into a totally different topic.
But I would love, you know, a man that cares about helping others and is not all about himself.
Yes. So you've been in that relationship where, I mean, he was kind of living a double life, right? So what was it like being with someone who was all about themselves, and how did that drain your momentum? Because you were the successor in your marriage. Like,
I didn't
you were
really
taking
let
care
it drain my momentum.
No, you didn't. Yeah, you walked away from it.
I was like,
as
boom,
soon as you found
out.
out. Yeah,
Done. You know, so how do I get to pivot?
yeah,
So I look at adversity as a stepping stone to pivot in life, right? So if it wasn't for my marriage, for the betrayal, I wouldn't be who I am today. I was able, right? So anytime I go through a bad experience, am I going to be in a little bit of a shitty situation and mindset? Yeah, I don't allow myself to stay there long. I say, what can I learn from this, and how am I going to pivot? What can I learn, and how I'm going to pivot, right? You pray about it. You get closer to God. You surround yourself with the right people. I don't stay in that mindset. People carry their problems for so many years and months and weeks. And, you know, I'm just like, no, pivot, let's go.
no, it's so true. People do. I mean, I'm guilty of it, and I've stayed in relationships way longer than I should have, that I even know are draining me, or that I'm going to a dead end street in. So yeah, learning how to pivot faster and betting on yourself to win, whether it's in a relationship or in business or a business ship, friendship, family ship, whatever that is, you've got to do it.
100%.
And the faster you're able to do it, the faster you're just going to catapult yourself out of that situation. But you can't allow yourself to drown in it, because it's really just a puddle.
Yep.
It's a puddle, and it's a necessary puddle because God put it in your way.
100%.
You know, I know that you're big into your faith. Obviously, we've talked a lot about that throughout this podcast. So to dive into it deeper, how has your relationship with God, or your relationship with your faith as a Christian, helped shape your discipline and your choices and making boundaries with relationships and access, and like so much of who you are today? How has he helped shape you into making those decisions?
For me, my relationship with God has been a roller coaster ride.
Yeah?
Yes.
Sounds like fun. And a little crazy and scary and sad, and it's a lot. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I grew up in a Christian home, and I didn't agree with the way I was raised. So for a long time, I was mad at God. And I'm like, oh, if this happens, or I saw a lot of stuff in the church that I didn't agree on, and I was like, ew, I don't want to be in church. Like, screw that. You
Absolutely. My experience was the same. Hence, not finding my relationship with God until 28 years old.
Yeah, like hypocrites and people cheating and lying and stealing, and, you know, and I for a while, I still don't go to church now. I've been wanting to start going to church because the church is the body of Christ. But then I'll take full responsibility for this, but I put judgment like, oh, I see this person go to church, but I know what they're doing over here. So I'm immediately judging, right? Which is wrong.
Right.
Who am I to judge, right?
Right.
But I'm human at the end of the day.
Yes, we are.
You know? But I've been feeling called to start going to church. The beautiful thing is I do have a beautiful relationship with God because I talk to him like my best friend.
Yeah, same.
I tell him when I'm pissed. I cuss, you know, and I'm like, what the, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, gospel music on, worship music, I feel the presence of the Holy Spirit. It's just something that takes over you. And you just feel this peace and nothing else matters, you know? And I'm like, God, just show me the way. Just show me the way. And he gives me signs. And I see that and I know it's from him, you know? So again, nobody's perfect, you know? And your relationship with God, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You know, you could be using drugs and using alcohol, you know, to numb your pain. You can be, you know, going to strip clubs, but God is still going to love you when you come to him and you ask for guidance and you, whatever it may be. We're all sinners, you know?
For sure.
He's always going to guide you. So my relationship with him is like, he's my best friend. And I'm not afraid to come to him when I'm angry, when I'm in problems, when I'm cussing, when I'm doubting myself, when I'm, you know, lacking faith, right? But he's always there.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good point too. Like when people ask me if I'm religious, I'd say I'm not, because I'm not. I don't follow a religion. I have a relationship with God, but my relationship with him is mine.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I loved coming to that conclusion because it was shortly after finding my faith in God that I was like, I don't give a fuck what people have to say about me not having a religion or that I don't follow a certain rule book or a Bible.
That's how I grew up.
Or a church.
And I have, in full transparency, religious people are the most judgmental.
Facts. I will agree. I will die on that hill.
Yes.
It's
You know?
the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You know, so
all of them.
I grew up Seventh-day Adventist. If you're not saving the Sabbath holy, you're going to burn in hell. If you are wearing jewelry, you're going to burn in hell. Pentecostals, if you know what I mean? So many rules. If you don't, Catholics, like, rules for what?
Yeah.
Man made religion.
And man created all those rules.
Exactly.
Man wrote that book. And they're all different. And they're all created at different times. It's wild.
You know? So for me, my relationship with him, and that's it.
And that's our business.
Yes.
You know 100%. What I mean? Like, it's crazy how people look down upon you, or then when people start to press their religion onto me, I get really uneasy. Because I'm like, I didn't do that to you. I'm not saying like you shouldn't go to church and you shouldn't be a Christian 100%. And you should just, I've never done that and I never would. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't do that about anything, let alone something so personal as a person's relationship with God. Yeah. But they feel so inclined to do it. It's the wildest thing I've ever seen. I grew up with Mormons. So I was ousted real quick. As we know, I'm the spawn of Satan. I'm pretty sure my family was convinced.
Yeah, I mean, I was the black sheep, you know?
I asked way too many questions and nothing has changed. Shit, I started a podcast. This is what I do, is ask questions. So, nobody wanted to answer my questions. So I guess it worked out. But religion is wild and it's okay. Melitsa and I don't have to agree with religion. And we're being judgy by saying it's not for us. But that's all we're really saying is it's not for us. Yeah. Our relationship with him is what's for us. And
yeah, I mean, I have people that go to church for so many years and, you know, they're not living a life that I agree with. And they're going to church every week. I'm not going to church every week and I'm living a pretty good life helping amazing people, you know what I mean? So
it's crazy to see the people who are super into their faith and they do all the things and they follow all the rules and whatever's going on. And then you see not only what's going on in their life around them, but how they carry themselves. Yeah. And it's like, why are you so down? Or like, I'm naturally inclined to help people and I'm a very intellectual person and have a high EQ. So I'm like, I can feel people's energy or what's going on with them just by walking in a room. So you do all these things and you say all these things, but your life and your aura and your energy don't match anything that comes out of your mouth.
100%.
Especially when it comes to preaching your religion or pushing it onto other people. So I'm like, maybe this is not the best situation for you.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
you just need to like take a beat.
Exactly.
You know, because it's clearly not working sometimes. That can be for a plethora of reasons.
100%. For me, I don't care what religion you are. If your presence doesn't feel good to me, I'm not going to be around you.
That's all we need to know.
That's it. Mm-hmm. If I'm around you and you're Catholic, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, and it feels good to be around you, I'll hang out with you all day long. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'll come and sleep at your house for a couple of days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care what religion you are. For me, my religion is love and God.
Yes. Amen. I love that. Most of my friends are actually Jewish. Like pretty much like most of my friends. I have a lot of Jewish friends.
I love them.
Best energy ever.
Yes.
Like you're Christian. It's energy. Energy is everything at the end of the day. That's all we are. So if it's good energy, we're going to hit it off. If it's not, see you fucking never.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
What happened for you when you stopped asking the world for permission and you started trusting in God to guide you?
I've never asked the world for permission.
No?
No.
You were just like, I'm doing it.
I do when it feels right to me. I do it. I don't ask anybody for permission.
Good.
And I told this to Will the other day, like, stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for, when we were at Amanda's birthday. Remember that I said that and he told that to you?
Yes.
So yeah, stop waiting for permission to step into your greatness.
Yeah.
I don't ask for permission. I just do it.
Yeah. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, because when you have an idea in your mind, God is planting that idea in you. Mm-hmm. So God doesn't give you a vision you can't execute.
Mic drop. I always say the same thing. God gifted you your dreams.
Yeah.
He gave them to you. It's your purpose and it's your duty to make those dreams come true. He didn't plant it in anybody else's head.
Exactly.
He put it in yours.
Yeah.
That's why you keep dreaming about it.
Exactly.
And it'll keep being your dream until you create it into your reality.
Yeah.
And if you don't, that's your judgment day to show up to.
Yeah.
But it's your dream. He gave it to you.
100%.
It didn't come from nothing.
So I don't ask for permission.
Yeah, good. I love that. See, she already knows the rules at Farrell. You don't have to ask for permission to live your life. You just have to do it.
Just do it, baby.
Just do it. Stop overthinking it. So is there anything that's going on with you right now or anything that you want the listeners to walk away from today after listening to your episode?
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Surround yourself with amazing people. If you have any people in your life that are negative, that is poison that you're pouring into your cup. So if it doesn't feel good to you, walk away. The conversations don't feel good, walk away. It could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your brother, your cousin, your whoever. Walk away. Because when you surround yourself with greatness, that is what you're going to attract. And that's the energy that you're going to be putting out there. The negative people that I've had in my life, I look at their surroundings, it's all negative. So you attract who you are. If you're in a negative environment, surround yourself with better people, find amazing networking events, go out there, build a community for yourself, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, because God is waiting for you.
I love it. Couldn't have said it better myself.
God is waiting for you. God is waiting for us. Mm-hmm. God is calling leaders right now.
Heavily.
To share the message even more. I actually had a conversation recently with Tim Story. And he told me the same thing. He's like, Melitsa, God is calling us leaders to talk more about God. And you notice that now artists are starting to talk more about it. People are praising God, right? In the same time that I was having that conversation with him, Coach Stormy's calling me. And I couldn't answer the call because I was with Tim, but I called her afterwards. She shared with me saying the same exact thing. Ray Lewis, great friend of mine, we were talking about the same thing. Hey, God is asking us to talk about this. And he messaged me. He goes, I was just speaking about this on stage. Don't be afraid to talk about God. And when I spoke at Aspire, I opened my talk with God doesn't give you a vision you can't execute.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And I had over 100 people come up to me saying, thank you for starting the conversation about God. Mm-hmm. Right? Stop shying away. Because without God, we're nothing.
Literally nothing. We are all extensions of him.
100%. And I'm so grateful for that. Thank you.
Me too. Yeah, thank you. No, it's actually interesting because my mom and I were just having the same conversation that God and Jesus are so prominent right now.
Yeah.
Like people are leaning in and finding their relationships with God more now than ever before.
Yeah.
And it's not only because the president of our country will also speak about God, but we need him right now.
Yeah.
Like crazy shit is going on. He's showing up more and more. And because of there's so much toxic shit with social media and the access that we have to all this information online all the time, it's draining, it's exhausting. We all need it and use it for work and livelihood and XYZ. Some days I wish that I didn't have to, but that's not the reality that we live in now. And people say a lot of terrible shit on the internet, but people aren't afraid to speak up now. And because they have the opportunity to create their own platforms and say whatever the fuck they want to say, they're saying it and they're talking about him.
Yeah.
And more people are catching on and they're realizing how toxic so much information is being pushed to us. And because of all of that negativity and all of that devil mentality, they don't realize the people who are pushing all that shit are actually pushing us closer to God.
Mm-hmm.
And so thank God for that,
Yeah.
because we're all finding him so much faster. And what they thought they were going to take over us and consume all of our media and how we communicate and what is spewed all over the internet, the opposite has actually become more true as of late. And I've seen it more. And my mom and I were just talking about it, about the Super Bowl and how people are turning things off and turning things on and paying attention to certain things and the conversations that are happening, or Jelly Roll going on stage and dedicating his entire speech to God and Jesus and being a Christian man and everything that he's gone through. It's incredible. And they're getting hated for it. The people who have the clout and have the platforms, the famous people that are bringing it up, they're jeopardizing their careers and being canceled, which is not a real thing. You can't be canceled. So people need to stop saying that. But it's I don't know. It's just inspiring and it makes me really happy because they're not afraid of the higher powers that are negative higher powers, because they believe so much in their faith and so much in God that they're like, you can put me on any platform, I'm talking about him and nobody's going to stop me.
100%.
And I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I think it's the greatest thing ever.
I agree. And the first 5 minutes of your morning when you wake up, before you get out of bed, take 5 minutes. And I like to hug my pillow and I just pray. I just pray, Lord, guide my day. Who can I help today? Show me the way. Show me the path. Even if it's 2 minutes, if you don't used to praying, just talk to him the first 5 minutes of your day. And I promise you, you're going to have an epic day.
Yeah, you are. It's so true. And ask for things. I learned how to ask for things in real life by asking God first. I wasn't able to ask for anything. And now I talk to him and I ask him for what he wants of me. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know where we're going. I don't even know what the fuck we're doing today.
Yeah.
But just tell me, just point me in the right direction. Give me a sign, throw me a bone, put it in my path. I will see it. So whatever you want from me, point me in that direction, guide me to it, because that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So, I literally talk to him just like that. I'm like, good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, God. How are you?
Yeah.
It's just like you. I talk to him like he's my best friend. I talk to him the same way I talk to you.
Yeah.
There's, and then I do my affirmations, which is totally different thing, but it's combined. It's a conversation with God and it's affirming everything that I want and I wish for and I will for and I pray for in life. And that's how I start every single day.
100%.
Yeah. So you have to build that into yourself.
Yeah. You get to.
Yes.
Yes, you get to build it into yourself.
Whether it takes 10 minutes or 2 minutes.
Yeah. And trust the process. If you're going through a difficult situation right now, I'm telling you, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And always ask God, Lord, what are you trying to teach me right now so it could better my life? Life is not meant to be perfect. I don't want a perfect life. With a perfect life, I wouldn't be who I am today. So it's a journey. Trust the process. Rejection is God's protection. And let's go.
Let's go. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. I'm just got a couple more questions. One is a fun question that I haven't done this for a while, actually. But I'm going to ask you a question and then you get to ask me anything that you want.
Okay.
Okay. So totally off topic. This has nothing to do with anything that we've been talking about. Last meal of your life. You're going, you're in jail. It's over. It's your last day. What are you eating? What is your death row meal going to be? And it can be from anywhere, from any country, any state, specific restaurant. What do you want? What are you having? Oh, your death row meal.
My mouth just got watery. But I cook some mean ass lasagna. So lasagna with ricotta cheese and ground beef and garlic bread. Oh,
garlic bread. Oh my gosh. I'm literally I'm gonna lip sync this Theo Von TikTok just for you about garlic bread. That's what you want. You're like, I'm hungry for lasagna and garlic bread now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And dessert. Are we having dessert?
Dessert. I love Cold Stone Creamery.
Great choice.
I have not seen one in Miami. They closed the one on South Beach that they had. And I haven't been to one in like 6 years. I love Cold Stone Creamery. They have this caramel one in the cone with the vanilla, and they put almonds in it, and the graham crackers and make it crunchy. Do they have one here?
Oh my gosh, we can go. I'm gonna find one because there has to be one.
We gotta go.
We have. Yeah, we'll literally we're getting Cold Stone today. It's happening.
Oh my goodness.
Great choice. Cold Stone lasagna, garlic bread. Yes, that's what Theo Von's like. I would, which I love him, by the way. Shout out Theo Von.
What's up, Theo?
He goes, garlic bread is the bacon of breads. I'll go ahead and say that. And I'm like, I totally agree with you. It definitely is. Garlic bread is the bacon of bread.
So good.
So good. Even like the crappiest
I haven't had
kind.
any of this food in forever, by the way.
Yeah.
No lasagna, no garlic bread, and no ice cream. We gotta destroy it today somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna have a time. We're gonna have all the things.
I'm lucky enough I get to spend the day with her.
She does. I'm stealing her, so I'm sorry for anybody who had plans with her because now she only has plans with me. So, lastly, what are you most feral about? Could be literally anything. Could be a pet peeve. Could be a stereotype. Could be anything. Could be the way somebody chews their popcorn at a movie theater. I don't care.
What am I most feral about? Walking across the street with a man and not being guided by him.
On business. I love that.
Even if it's a friend.
True. Yes.
Even if it's a friend and you're with a man and you're crossing a road. You know, like, even if, you know, like this, like, to me, that's so important.
It is.
You know?
That's a man.
Yes.
That's a very much a difference between a man and a boy. Girl.
Yeah.
Or even the sidewalk. Men should be walking on the outside of the sidewalk.
Yes.
Will not let me walk on the outside of the sidewalk. He won't let me. Anybody can ask him this if no one believes me. If I go to reach for a door in front of that man, he will literally get pissed at me. He's like, Savannah, how long have we been together? You're not opening the door. Like, he'll actually get pissy with me. And I'm like, yo, chill.
I love that.
Sorry. Like, I don't touch doors, doors to cars, doors to restaurant, nothing. He's like, you're not touching the door.
Yeah.
And he gets really irritated when because valet kids, you know, in South Florida are like 16 years old. You pull up the car and they stand at your door.
But still, their mom didn't teach them right.
No, exactly. Period. Because their mom's probably my freaking age. Like,
it doesn't matter.
Babies having babies. It's like, there's no common sense. It's bananas. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, no, I like that. That's really good. That's a good thing to be feral about. Yeah. Men, listen up. Walk her across the street. Walk on the outside of the sidewalk. Open the damn door. Chivalry is not dead. And it's very hot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We love that.
You know what's crazy? You just reminded me of something. I've even stopped my car before when I've seen an old lady with a thing, with a walker, for me to cross her over. You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's just important.
Yeah.
You know?
It's decency.
Men take care of your women.
Yes.
And women and men take care of our elders when you could see that they need support.
Yes. No, I love that. Yeah. That's really good. And lastly, before we wrap it up, you get to ask me anything that you want. Can be literally anything that you want.
What is your biggest dream that you want to accomplish in your life?
Oh, I have a lot. I have a freaking laundry list.
One.
I'll give you one. I love it. Make this easy. I want to be in a Marvel movie. fucking crazy, right? Go for the moon. Go for the moon. I'm a freaky, like, I love Marvel movies. I love superheroes. Not so much, no offense, Disney.
I love this.
But I don't like that they've been pushing agendas in Marvel films. That's really pissed me off. The first 20 movies rocked. Now it's getting a little wishy-washy. And I don't care. I don't care if I'm an extra. I don't care if I have one line. I don't care if I'm a villain, a superhero. Don't give a shit. I need to be in a Marvel film. Preferably, I would like to be a villain or a superhero. Like, give me something. I feel like I've got it. But yeah, no, if I had like one crazy accomplishment, it would be to be in a Marvel movie.
All right. We're going to make that happen.
We're going to make it happen.
Let's go.
Superhero Savana Montana coming in hot.
Hey!
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I had so much fun with you today. Your messages were amazing. Everything that you had to say, I'm sure all of the young women and the men, the single men out there that have been listening to this episode really, really learned a lot about you and a lot from you. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here, finally be on the Feral podcast. I'm so happy to have you, and you're welcome back literally anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes,
love you.
I love you too. So where can our listeners find you after the show?
They can find me on my Instagram, Melitsa Waage, Melitsa Waage. That should be a song.
Yeah, it should.
Melitsa Waage.
I like it. We've got it down. We're making a song. We're writing songs and we're going to be in Marvel films.
There we go.
So life's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then also your Epic Talks, if they want to come to one of the events, which I should actually do like a promo for Epic Talks for the Feral show.
We get to, for sure, film something here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Epic Talks Miami on Instagram. And you can go to epictalksmiami.com. It's the last Wednesday of every single month throughout the year, except for November and December because of the holidays. So we bring in every topic: real estate investing, AI, social media, marketing. This month we have taxes. Next month we have lending. Hopefully we'll bring Will to be one of our speakers. And it's just an event that will change your life the moment you show up.
Absolutely, it will. And there's tiers too. So you can buy a general admission ticket. You can buy a VIP ticket. If you buy into VIP, there's after parties where you actually get one-on-one time to speak with the speakers in person in real time after the event is over. Yeah. So that's the money-making part. That's the secret sauce. Like you guys got to get into the VIP room because that's where real connections are made. So highly recommend coming to an Epic Talks. I'll link all that information in the show notes below so you guys have it and you can click on it. But you guys know where to find me. At Savana_Montana. If you guys don't follow the show already, follow at Feral the Podcast across all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, all the things, YouTube. If you guys have any Feral confessions, be sure to submit them. You can email me at feral@savannahmontana.com, or you can now go to the website at www.savannahmontana.com and submit your Feral confessions directly to me. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. They might just pop up on the show. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, submit your comments, questions, concerns. Give Melitsa 5 stars if you guys loved this episode as much as I did. And in the meantime, until we see you again, you know what to do. Stay feral. Okay, love you, bye. Let me tell you who the fuck I think I am. You got a minute? Wow.